Okay, so we often get a lot of questions come in on a GFO, which is a Granular Ferric Oxide, and this is a phosphate remover, which is a reddish brown colour and quite powdery. Personally, I'm not too much of a fan of it. We tend to rely on aluminium based phosphate removers like the one we use in the store, but for certain applications GFO can work better. The advantage of using a GFO is it can bring your phosphate levels very, very low, far lower than you can with an aluminium based one, which is great if you're keeping really sensitive things such as aquaporas and things like that, which require really low phosphate levels. The downside of it is that it can pull out nearly all the phosphate, which means the bacteria, which are your nitrates, which need some phosphate to be able to do that, can then struggle and you can have a runaway nitrate problem. We end up with low or nil phosphates and extremely high nitrate levels. So for the vast majority of hobbyist tanks, they're better off with an aluminium based remover. But if you are going to use a GFO, then it's important that you put it in a reactor and it is tumbled. An aluminium based remover mustn't tumble because the pellets can grind together and release dust, which can also be a problem with pelletized carbon as well. But with the GFO it needs to tumble, otherwise it clogs together and you only get maybe a half or a quarter of the usage out of the GFO before it welds together into a block and becomes unusable. When you're tumbling it in a reactor, you may find that initially it will tumble quite easily, but as a bacterial builds up on the surface of it, becomes more sticky and harder to tumble. The simplest way to get around this problem is to use a relatively small amount of GFO and change it out every single week. If you are going to use a larger amount and change it monthly, then just make sure once a week you check the flow and see if the flow needs increasing to counteract the bacterial buildup. Remember, if you tumble a GFO too quickly or you buy a bad batch or an inexpensive batch, it can release an orange or brown dye, which can cause quite a lot of problems in the tank. It's worth making sure that you rinse the GFO quite heavily before putting it into the system. The easiest way of doing that would be to connect the reactor up to the pump and put the pump in a bucket of clean water and the outlet from the reactor into the sink, and just switch the pump on and run it until the water runs clear and then hook it into the system. If you are doing that, then make sure that the RO or salt water you're feeding through the system isn't going to mess with your auto top-up settings and cause a little swing on your slide. That's about it, and make sure you check out our other reef keeping videos in our Ask James series.